Romans chapter 13. Put on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make no provision for the flesh, to fulfill its lusts. Romans chapter 13 gives us instructions on two main aspects of the believer's life. First, the proper conduct concerning governing authorities, and second, loving your brothers and sisters, your neighbors, and your enemies. The passage also urges believers to live in readiness for the imminent return of Jesus, by living righteously, and putting on the character of Christ. Exegesis by sections and verses. Verses 1 to 7. Submission to authorities. The passage begins with a call for believers to be subject to governing authorities. The Apostle Paul emphasizes that these authorities are established by God, and are His servants to maintain order and promote justice. Resisting such authorities would be resisting God, and it can lead to judgment and punishment. The passage says that those in authority are to be a terror to evildoers, while those who do good have no reason to fear them. It encourages believers to obey the laws and behave responsibly, not only out of fear of punishment, but also for the sake of conscience. Furthermore, the call to pay taxes and give honor to whom it is due reflects the believer's responsibility to contribute to the functioning of society and show respect to those in authority. Verses 8 to 10. Love your neighbor as yourself. Paul mentions the commandments: you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, and you shall not covet. He says that all of these commandments are summed up in this saying, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no harm to a neighbor, therefore love is the fulfillment of the law. Verses 11 to 14. Put on Christ. Paul urges believers to recognize the urgency of the times, and awaken from spiritual slumber. He refers to the present time as a time of salvation drawing near. The imagery of night being far spent and the day being at hand symbolizes our passage from darkness into His light, signifying the coming of Christ's ultimate victory. Paul advises believers to shed their former sinful ways and put on the armor of light, indicating a life of righteousness and moral purity. He exhorts them to live according to the day, which signifies living transparently and with integrity, avoiding revelry, drunkenness, lewdness, lust, strife, and envy. The call to put on the Lord Jesus Christ emphasizes the need for believers to imitate Christ's character and teachings. By doing so, they can avoid indulging the desires of the flesh, and instead walk in the path of righteousness. Overall summary. Romans chapter 13 gives us instructions on two main aspects of a believer's life. First, the proper conduct concerning governing authorities, and second, loving your brothers and sisters, your neighbors, and your enemies. It emphasizes the importance of submission to God-ordained authorities, while treating everyone with love. The passage also urges believers to live in readiness for the imminent return of Jesus, by living righteously, and putting on the character of Christ.